So, why don't you start today? Why don't you say something? It's very monotonous if we follow the same format.
Yeah. Can you explain me a little more about how to be established in self?
How to be established in self? Yeah, so for that you have to first know what the self is. And you don't know what the self is. And you don't know what the self is because you can't know what the self is. So there you go. You can't do anything to be established in the self. But you still have to do your part. And your part, as Gurudev says and has been saying for years, is to just relax. Because, see, by name, by definition, it is yourself. So it cannot be found anywhere else. It is yourself. You can't find it anywhere else. By doing something. You can get something else by doing something. If I want to be... if I want to build a business, if I want to achieve something, that is possible by doing something. But yourself, if you found yourself by doing something, you've not found yourself. You found something else. Did I answer your question?
I have the other thought of like in Ashtavakra Gita, it's like Artha Kama Moksha. So you have to perform all the Purushartha, and then like what I yesterday a little bit churn about it, it's like your dharma is yourself. Or if your true nature to be your nature, it means you have to follow your dharma. And then Artha, then Kama and Moksha, like there is a possibility of that also. So is it a combination of everything and yet nothing?
That's a very good way to put it. Yeah, combination of everything and yet nothing. That's a good way to put it. Gurudev likes these words, which are contradictory and poetic. So he likes that. Yeah, that's a good expression for the self. Because you can't explain, you can't express the self. Yeah, dharma, arth, kam, moksha, yeah. Yeah, see it is inevitable that you reach your nature, your self. And the process is this life. So if you just go through this life, in fact, when I came to the ashram, I used to be a sincere seeker. So I really wanted to know. Because I had this question all my life, that what is life about? What is the truth? And where is God? And is it possible to find God, attain God? I want to know. And I came to the ashram hoping to find answers, and Gurudev is the one who answer my questions. And so, but I realized that you can't ask this question just any time. You have to wait for the right moment, the right situation, the right circumstances. If you can't ask somebody walking on the road, hey, how to get enlightened? What is enlightenment? Yeah. So I was waiting for the right time, the right moment, the right situation. And one day Gurudev came to the darshan line, and I was behind him. I think I must have been carrying the prasad tray or something. And he was walking, and just me behind him. And you know how he goes in the darshan line, one person, next person, next person. And he can be quite fast if he wants to. If he wants to be, he can be quite fast or slow. So that day he was going on normal speed, I mean. And around the turn, one boy, he asked the same question. He said, how to get liberated, Gurudev? So I was a little bit offended because I've been waiting for the right time. I've been waiting for the right time all this time, that it'll feel right, and then I'll ask, and then he'll tell. And here he is in darshan line, Gurudev, how to be liberated? And Gurudev takes the prasad from me and he says, live this life fully, then you're liberated. And he moves on. So, very simple answer, but very deep also. So, one way to look at it is, I can be offended that I'm standing in the queue and this guy is jumping the queue. But the other way to look at it is, I was holding this question all my life. I didn't even have to ask it. It just fell in my lap. And there was nobody else around. It was around the bend and nobody else in earshot, just him asking the question, Gurudev answering, and me listening. So I didn't even have to ask. So around Gurudev, have you observed that he doesn't do much himself? Of course, he's busy for sure, but he does, and yet everybody gets what they wanted or more. So what he's doing is something for some people is that, but everybody gets eventually what they wanted or more. It may not always be what they expected. Sometimes you come hoping for an answer, a certain answer from Gurudev, that I hope Gurudev says this, but he says something else, and then you're, oh. But that is also prasad. So I remember just last month only, I took a guest to show Gurudev something, and we showed something. He had worked on it for a long time, and all the time that he was working on it, he kept saying, I just want to. He's working very hard, for a long time, and he says, all I'm dreaming for is, Gurudev sees this and says that he likes it, and that's all I want. And Gurudev sees it, and then all my hard work, all my penance, all of this will be worth it. If Gurudev sees it and says, it's nice, I like it. I'm just waiting to hear that from Gurudev. And so we took appointment and we showed. It was a long thing, so we were able to show just a little bit. We chose the part that we thought was the best looking, the best part. And we showed him, and so Gurudev watched it, and Gurudev called some 50 other people to watch it also. So we played, and after 15-20 minutes, Gurudev said, how long more? So we said 15 minutes more. So he said, okay, stop it. So he stopped it. And he stopped it, and the lights came on, and so then they said, somebody started, what was this? What was this? What was the point? And then somebody else says, all over the place. And then Gurudev also says, this should have been like that should have been like this could have been. And I am just standing, and this person is also standing, and he's unable to utter a word. When somebody is asking a question, what was this? You explain, this was this, that was the logic, that's how we did it, but he's speechless. because he's waiting for this time and he's just picking up the pieces of his heart. and we are both, I'm also shocked. I'm also in shock that, oh gosh. And the next day, somehow the night ended, and the next day we met, and he tells me I was unable to sleep. And I was also feeling not very good. I was also upset, and he said, "You don't know. It feels like somebody's crushing my heart inside, and that's how I feel, feeling very restless." And so I told him, don't worry. I'm also feeling similar. And I said, don't worry. Rejection is also prasad. So whatever he gave, he only gave, but rejection is also prasad. So we discussed, and then few people joined, and we showed them the rest. They said, why didn't you show this? Because we thought, we picked the best part that we thought was the best part. But I said, no, you should have shown this. So try again today. So we said, oh, really? I mean, it's like a roll of the dice. It can go well or it can go worse. So you're there, what do you take? So then we said, okay, let's try again. So we took the appointment, and thankfully Gurudev agreed again, and then we showed the next part. In the next part, Gurudev called some people again. It's a full court. It's a full court hearing. If you've seen some of our earlier, this used to be the process in Ganga. When somebody has to show something, this full court is in session. And whatever it is, if it's an article or a video or anything that anybody has made, and it gets up for full scrutiny, and it's a free-for-all. Anybody can say anything, and you just have to listen. Yes. I've seen this so many times, and now it was happening to us. So, take two, the second day we showed, and the second day when we finished, I started explaining that, this is the thing, and this is the context, and this is what we're showing you. And Gurudev says, but it wasn't like that. And I'm thinking, oh gosh. So then I tried and answered that, this is the situation, and that, but it was never like that. And oh gosh, this is going south again. And somehow, this person, he was able to give some answer, and Gurudev said, okay, fine, continue, start. So we started, and we showed for some time, and this time, luckily, those people who were with Gurudev said, this was much better, you should have shown this yesterday. And then one person, and two, and then third, and fourth, and Gurudev, this was nice. So then Gurudev said, show me some more, and then we were able to show some more, and he liked what he saw then. And then, so we were able to breathe. We felt somebody released the grip on the heart. And if you manage to save your heart from getting broken from this world, if you manage to save, he will break it. But if you are willing to go through that also, that okay, you're free to do what you like, I'll still come in, then the first time your heart breaks, is some pieces. Next time you bring it, and he throws again, more pieces. Next time again, and he keeps doing it, and suddenly you find that there is no heart, it's only powder. But you keep coming back and offering it, and what you find is when it's powder, it's now unbreakable. Yeah, so it is you're immune to any pain. You're immune to heartbreak. Now nobody can break your heart. That's a siddhi. That's a superpower. That's a superpower in today's world. So yesterday someone had asked, why do we keep trying? Somebody from this direction had asked. Yeah, you had asked, why do we keep trying? Yeah, then I thought about it a little bit, your question. We keep trying because we keep trying to get somewhere, get that state, or get to the self, because this is not enough. Because, no, this can't be the self. This is not it. So it must be something else which is available somewhere else, and to get something else which is available somewhere else, I must do something. That's why we keep trying. Because we are convinced that this is not it. But this is it. As maybe because we have ideas about what the self is, and when you come face to face with the self, or when you attain the self, something is supposed to happen. Some Akashvani, clouds will part and it'll be thunderstorm, or something is supposed to happen. You're supposed to feel, I'm feeling normal right now. This can't be it. It must be something special. Yeah? So, that special is not here. To get to that something special, I must do something. So, perhaps that's why we keep trying. But when you realize that this is special, it's not what is happening, it's not what is in front of you which is special. It's the quality with which you attend to it. It's the Gurudev uses this expression, keenness of observation. It's the keenness with which you observe. What you're observing is not important, but how you're observing it. If you have to sit at the airport or sit somewhere and wait for someone, it's boring. It's boring. There's nothing to do, and you just have to be waiting for the doctor, or waiting in queue, waiting for your token to be called, waiting for food. It's boring. Nothing's happening, because nothing's happening. You're waiting for something, and that's not happening, so that wait is boring. But if you see children, many times in these places, hospital or airport, there are children also. But you see children, for them, something is always happening. He's also waiting, he's also there, but he's absorbing everything in. What is this uncle doing? How is that auntie eating? They're observing everything. Same with dogs. Have you seen dogs? If the owner is there, they're like full attention. They're fully attentive, fully right there. So when your mind is like a laser, then this, whatever this is, becomes special. Your awareness makes it special. And to be here, you just have to relax. If you are trying, if you are doing something, making an effort, then you get tired. Yeah?
So we can say that mind is relaxed and intellect is sharp. That moment.
Yeah, intellect is sharp. Intellect is also sharp when it's quiet. If it's overactive, intellect is overactive, then also people keep fighting with their own mind. They keep fighting with their own thoughts. So intellect is also relaxed.
Who is the special being who is aware and observing the whole thing?
Who is the special being?
Mind, intellect, ego, memory.
Yeah, that's what you have to ask. Who is observing? Who is this? Who is observing that? That's what you have to ask. That's the scenery, and I am watching. I am watching the scenery. I am watching through the eyes. So that is obviously not me because I am watching. So that is not me. Scenery is not me. The eyes. Through the eyes, the mind is watching. Yeah? So it's the mind. I am not the eye. So I am not the body. I can watch the body. I can observe. This is scenery. So I am the one watching. This is different from me. I can watch this. Whatever I can watch is not me. Yeah? So then mind. From eyes you come to mind. And mind also, I can watch my thoughts. So I am not the mind. As you keep going in, then you go beyond the mind, beyond thoughts, beyond words. And then you venture into silence. And that field of silence, there your doing stops. You cannot do anymore. Then you float. In meditation, you don't do anything. You just relax.
What was it like for you when you were reading the book?
Very normal. There was no thunderstorm or anything. Very normal. Very normal. What I realized now was not normal is that Gurudev was there. Gurudev was there. So I always, perhaps if I had read the book by myself, I would have read the book and understood something. But I realized that what is being written here is description of him. What they're writing is about him. So I didn't have to understand, or what is being described is right there in front. So that I think was special.
Are there different types of silence or different levels of silence?
Yeah, I'm sure. There are, like one silence is you don't talk, but you do this. That's also silence. One degree of silence is you're not talking, but you're. So there's one degree of silence where everything is quiet. So there are degrees of silence. If you see Gurudev, if the way he comes in Navratri, when he comes to the puja, you can see that he's moving but very still. This is like stillness in motion. He's moving, but you can see that he's not moving also. Moving and not moving. That's how they describe the self, in opposites, in opposite terms. Sleeping but awake, like that. Aware and not aware, like that.
Then how to go beyond the opposite?
Yeah, you don't have to go. That's the thing. Again, in VM, my favorite question answer is in VM, and Gurudev was in satsang, and somebody got up and he asked Gurudev, Gurudev, will you show me the way? And Gurudev said, you think I am such a person that I will show you the way and leave you on the road? No, I will take you home. So you don't have to do anything. You are being carried. So when you are being carried, Gurudev says so many times that your ticket is done, your seat is allotted, you can put your baggage and relax. Your flight has taken off. Train has started. Moving in the train, I must do something, will not make you reach any faster. So this impulse to, I should do something, you should do something to get busy. I mean, not remain idle. See how you can be useful, but I need to do something to get there. No. If you do something to get there, you've reached somewhere else, not yourself. Yeah, so where we are, even if karma has a role, it doesn't matter. So where we are, karma pharma doesn't matter for us. Because if you've come anywhere close to the Guru, karma pharma doesn't matter. It's a superseding principle. The Guru supersedes everything. Everything, muhurt, auspicious time, day, place, anything. The Guru, in Shiv Sutra, there is one sutra called Guru Rupaya. So my understanding when I came here was, Gurudev has knowledge, I want knowledge, he will give me knowledge. There is something I have to learn from him, and that's how it is. You go to learn music to a music teacher, he teaches you music, and then you come back. You go to maths tuition, you learn maths, and you come back. Like that, I thought I come to Gurudev to learn whatever, self-knowledge or whatever, and then I come back. Guru Rupaya. Guru is not the one who teaches you or tells you something. Guru is the destination. Guru is the solution. So Gurudev puts it very beautifully. He says, this is a university. Normally you come to university, you graduate, you move on. This is a university where you graduate, I mean you stay. How do you pass? How do you graduate? You stay. So of course he doesn't mean physically, geographically. Housing will have an issue. But you stay meaning mentally. Upanishad, you stay close to him. Once upon a time, long ago, there was a king called Bhagirath. He was an ancestor of Sri Ram. And Bhagirath was a good king. And Bhagirath also, as he was doing his duty, royal duties, he also thought, seems so pointless. Like Lord Ram in Yoga Vasishtha, he also thought, many generations back, he also thought, it's It runs in the family, I think. So he also thought that it's so pointless. So he went to his guru and said, I don't see the point in everything. The whole thing seems meaningless. Everybody is doing something, I am doing something, we're running, but it seems meaningless. And the guru then says, the root cause of this misery in this world, the root cause of misery is I-ness, your highness. So it's I-ness which is the cause of sadness. So then the king asks, okay, how do I get rid of I-ness? So he says, you cut. I-ness has a quality, I associate, I identify. Now there's a trend, you can identify as anything. There's that trend. There's so many memes on social media. Today I feel like I'm, a mosquito. So the quality of I is that it attaches itself to something. I, me, mine, and these attachments. So he says you drop all attachments. If you leave everything, then I-ness is left with nothing to attach itself to, and then you're able to go beyond. So he says, okay, all right. So he thinks over it, and he thinks a lot, and he says, I will let go of everything. I will renounce everything. So he calls up the neighboring kingdom, and he tells him, my kingdom is yours. So the neighboring king is a rival. Normally it's a rival. But he says, and the guru says, when you are free from I-ness, and you're so free, so comfortable that you can even beg from your enemy. Normally, how can I do this? That's what stops you. I-ness causes many, many barriers. So he says, when you're so free of I-ness that you can beg from your enemy also, that means there is no ego left, then you're free. And when you're free, then the self is attained. So he calls up the rival king, neighboring king, and he says, my kingdom is yours. I give it to you. So, and he departs with no possessions, this thing. And he just travels by himself with no sense of identity, no position, nothing. No position and no possession. And now that there is no role to play, he's just going through life as it comes. Each day is an adventure. So he lives like that, and over time, it is inevitably he becomes liberated. He becomes free. So the course of life is such that it will lead you to the highest, the self anyway. As Gurudev said, you just live this life fully, you're done. That's all you have to do. So he lives his life and he's liberated, he's free. And while he's roaming, he one day ventures back into his kingdom and starts begging in his own kingdom. He used to be king. And people who would salute him or make way when he would come, he's begging from them now that, can you give me some food? And the people are saying, Arey, this is our king. You used to be our king. He says, yeah, but can you give me some food? And he has no shame, no resistance in begging in front of his subjects. And they say, oh, why don't you come back? You take your kingdom back and He says, no, just give me some food. And he takes some food and nothing else, and he departs, he leaves. And he continues, his journey continues, and one day he is in a kingdom, and the place where he is, the king passes on. The king is no more. And now they are looking for a new king. There's no successor, so the people are looking out who will succeed the king. And they find that they observe that this person, his demeanor he has a royal demeanor. His behavior, mannerism, the way he carries himself, it's very royal. So he has all the signs of being a good king. So they come to him and they say, we need a king, can you be our king? And so he's completely unattached. So he has no resistance also, no aversion. So he says, okay. And then they make him king. And this is not normal that you pick somebody from the road and make him king. So this news travels very far and wide, and it reaches his original kingdom. And those people say, "Arey, he refused us and now he's become king there." So they all form a group and they say, "Hey, what is this? What's this, yeah?" In today's so what you doing, yeah? And they go and say that if you can be king here, you can be king for us also. And he says, okay. So he becomes the king for both the kingdoms. So buy one get one free is not true only for t-shirts, apparently for kingdoms also. And then he goes on, when he's king, then I don't know if you know the story, he's one of Rama's ancestors, and many generations before him, before Bhagirath also, his ancestors had been burnt by a curse. And there was a lot of princes who were burnt many generations ago. And he was told that to free them, to liberate them, you must bring Ganga on earth. So he does a lot of penance, and he then eventually brings Ganga on earth. So there's a whole story, in the Puranas. Bhagirath is the one who brings Ganga and washes his ancestors and liberates them. And he lived happily ever after. So when you become so full of your own joy, your own this thing, you don't have any cravings or aversions outside for anything outside, then nature showers more. And you really don't know what abundance there can be, because we're all used to fighting for our share, I have to fight for my place and fight for my share, and what you get with that struggle is nothing. But when nature decides to shower something on you, so much abundance. That is power. We have elections coming up, satta. So in a democracy, power, mandate, winning the election, that's power. When nature is waiting on you, it waits to whatever you wish, any wish, and just manifest. That is power. But you don't get, ever get the ego of power, because that is a shadow. That is all that power, all that is also a small part of what else is there, what that is. And that, there's no name. There's no name for the self or Shiva or Brahman or whatever. So all the power is just a small fraction of what that self is. And once you, Gurudev says very beautifully, he says, it's very hard, very difficult to get into bliss. And once you get into bliss, it's even harder to get out of bliss. Because now that you have tasted bliss, everything seems, bland. You can't fall for it. You can't crave for it. You can't want it, because once you taste bliss, and just a glimpse is also enough. Gurudev says just a glimpse, just a few moments there, and so two ways. Once you have vairagya, once you have dispassion, you become qualified for that. And once you get a glimpse of that, vairagya, dispassion automatically comes. Because now you don't mind letting go of small things. That's it.
So, can you distinguish between I-ness and self-respect?
I-ness and self-respect. I-ness and self-respect. Self-respect is healthy respect for yourself. No, I'm not. And I-ness, see, I-ness can have many flavors. I-ness can have, I did this. The seed is I-ness. I am so good at this. I am no good at this. It can have many flavors. The I-ness is available in many flavors. Self-respect is one flavor of I-ness. And I-ness is your identification with this. I am hungry, I eat food, now I am not hungry. Therefore, I am this. So, your I-ness is most tightly associated with the body. I am this body. Now, Yoga Vashsita says you are not the body. This goes against every experience you have had, every instinct that you have, because every experience is telling you, you are this. But here he is telling you, you are not this. And that's the journey. That's the journey. The truth as it is does not make sense. Completely illogical. It's completely illogical. Logic comes nowhere close to the truth.
But truth doesn't change with time. So why it's illogical?
Logic changes with time. Logic changes with time. Truth does not change with time. Yeah, it's you remember when in the course we all said, I belong to you. It seemed very illogical. How can you say to a stranger, I belong to you? Seems very illogical. But you felt good. Just a small glimpse just a tiny step into truth. But truth is completely illogical. It's even to say it's mind. Take Gurudev. The other day, somebody asked me after our session day before,